We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin. 3 young singers who soared to the heights of show business on the current rock and roll craze were killed today in the crash of a light plane in an Iowa snow flurry. The singers were identified as Ritchie Valens, 17, Buddy Holly, 22, and J.P. Richardson, known professionally as the Big Bopper.
The Winter Dance Party Tour came about with Buddy Holly, who'd gained his success with hit songs backed by his band The Crickets, having recently broken up. Buddy had assembled a new band featuring musicians Tommy Alsop on guitar and Waylon Jennings on bass. Other headliners added to the tour included Ritchie Valens, J.P. Richardson, also known as the Big Bopper, and the group Dion and the Belmonts. The tour was a trek across the Midwestern United States during the bitter cold months of January and February 1959. The tour incurred several issues. The school buses that were commissioned for the tour kept breaking down. The heating system did not work, and the booking logistics was not organized in a way that made sense, getting from one city or town to another. There was a show each and every night, and the tour zigzagged across the Midwest, several hundred miles a day. The bus conditions were so bad that the drummer for Buddy Holly's band, Carl Bunch, ended up getting frostbite on his feet, requiring hospitalization. With this context in hand, Greg and I make the trek over to Clear Lake, Iowa to explore the infamous events of February 2nd and 3rd, 1959.
Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, May 21st here, 2022. We're here in Clear Lake, Iowa. So the history behind this place was that in 1959, 3 rock stars, Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper performed their final show here at this concert venue we're about to go to called the Surf Ballroom. You may know about it through the song American Pie, a reference to the day the music died. This is the Surf Ballroom.
Oh wait, there's people still in here. Let's walk this way. Okay.
It's a coat check. So here's the ballroom. Oh, here's the stage. Wow. So behind that red curtain there, that's where the original stage was.
One of the most astonishing aspects of the Surf Ballroom is the preservation of artifacts from the olden days. You had items such as the original ticket box being used from 1948 onwards, and the telephone that was used by Buddy Holly and members of the Winter Dance Party. Here they feature a sign explaining who used the phone on that fateful evening. Here we've got a plaque of the commemoration of the day the music died here. Let's have a look. Tommy Alsop was Buddy Holly's guitar player for the Winter Dance Party tour. That tour ended with a tragic plane crash on February 3rd, 1959, known in rock history as the day the music died. Alsop was scheduled to be on that flight, but he reluctantly agreed to flip a coin with Ritchie Valens for a seat on the plane.
So I came back in here, in this room right here, there's the door I came in, and Ritchie was standing right behind you in the doorway there, signing an autograph. And he seen me come in here, and I walked over and looked in that closet. He said, "Come on, guy, let me fly," you know. So for some reason, I just pulled a $50 out of my pocket and flipped it and said, "Call it." He said, "Heads." So it did heads. So I went back out to the station wagon and told Buddy, I said, "I'm not going." Me and Ritchie flipped a coin. He's going to my place. Buddy said, "That's cool."
Here's the commemorative portraits they did of the 3 rock stars that tragically lost their lives. And back there we got the original boots preserved. And then unfortunately we can't get in, but this is the dressing room. Big shout out to the Surf Ballroom staff here. Like, I don't think we were supposed to be in here. Like, there was a private party that was going on, and because they knew we came a long way, they allowed us to come in here and check everything out.
Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that one. I know that one's Buddy Holly for that one. Now that I see it.
So according to these gentlemen that were just in behind us, this is the signature of the Crickets from the evening of the show back in 1959. And yeah, you see we've got all these signatures from different performers that have come through this dressing room here. It's a little portrait of Buddy Holly, Ray Vaughan. And up here, I guess if I can angle it properly, yeah, the Ritchie Valens family signed up there. To anyone that's familiar with the lyrics to the song American Pie, a long, long time ago, I can still remember how the music, I can't read the handwriting, but yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, Don McLean, 94
4, is it? Yeah. Wow. So we just found the signature of Wendell Jennings here. He was a musician for Buddy Holly's touring band who lost his seat on the plane to the Big Bopper.
I remember coming here and getting off the bus and going into a room. It wasn't like a dressing room at all. And there were a lot of chairs lined up, and that's where the Big Bopper came over. Buddy had told me that he had chartered the plane for me and him and Tommy also. And so that's where the Big Bopper came over, and he'd had the flu real bad. He was feeling terrible. The seats on that, he was a big man, and the seats were about like that. We were in a converted bus, school bus. And so he said, I got to get some rest. He said, would you let me have your seat on the plane? I said, it's okay with Buddy, it's okay with me. And I heard later that Tommy and Ritchie flipped coins.
After the show, great finale. We had a ball. We rocked. Solos, you know, the place was jammed, 1,500 people. Very happy with the whole thing. These guys, we're packing up, getting on the bus. Carol Anderson pulls up in a station wagon. Ritchie says to me, I hope this plane has a better heater than the bus. And Buddy says to me, Dion, take care of my guitar. Dion, take care of my guitar like you take care of your testicles. So I looked at him, I never heard anything, I'm thinking, yeah, I get it. So they take off for the airport. We load the bus up. We left Clear Lake, Iowa very late. We got on the bus, started moving, started heading towards Moorhead, Minnesota, 400 miles. We're going to drive all night. From what I understand, the guys got on that plane 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning to fly to Fargo, which was right over the Red River, 5 minutes from Moorhead.
So we are now in the cornfields where the crash site took place. This is the gateway. Cool enough, they marked it with Buddy Holly's glasses here. This is so cool, man. And so begins our pilgrimage to the crash site. So the 3 rock stars were taken to the Mason City Airport, which isn't too far from where we are now, and hopped on a chartered flight. Weather conditions were pretty terrible that evening, and their pilot was a 21-year-old who had, some experience with flying, but I guess wasn't that well trained on the instrumentation of the airplane. It was a Beach Bonanza plane, and so the 3 rock stars board the flight along with the pilot, and unfortunately their lives take a tragic turn here in these cornfields, and we're now just headed towards the crash site. Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, Big Bopper, February 3rd, 1959. These were their big hits. Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, Peggy Sue by Buddy Holly, Donna by Ritchie Valens. And over here we've got the memorial for the pilot, Roger Peterson. So these 3 rock stars were pretty young when they perished in that flight. Big Bopper was 28 or 29, Buddy Holly was 22, Ritchie Valens was 17. But the music lives on. Just leaving the memorial site. That was incredible. Even though I'm pretty young, I guess, and not sort of it's weird how I guess would have gotten exposed to this music, but yeah, this is going back to like grade 4. I read in a book about the day the music died and about the 3 rock stars, and it like stuck with me. And then later in life, getting into the music and then watching like the Obama movie and then the Buddy Holly story, like it's, you know, and then seeing sort of like the impact that this event had in music history, it's, you know, it's crazy. And yeah, it's certainly cool to be able to check this off the list. Like, this is incredible.